Good morning and welcome everybody to today's 1 million by 1 million strategy roundtable. As you all know, the mission of the 1 million by 1 million program is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million in annual revenue and beyond, build $1 trillion in global GDP and 10 million jobs by 2020. So as I always point out, that our mission can only be successful if we have a lot of entrepreneurs like yourselves, million entrepreneurs like yourselves, become successful. So our success is completely dependent on your success. And hopefully we're going to all work together to build this massive value around the world. We will provide a recording of this roundtable after the show. And if you're tweeting, live tweeting, please use the hashtag 1M, and also the Twitter account from which we live tweet, it's at 1M by 1M. Maureen live tweets from that account. So our first presenter today is Jose Briones from Dallas, Texas. Jose, if you could unmute your line and come and talk to us about spots online, that would be great.
Thank you very much, Sramana. My name is Jose Briones. I live in Dallas, Texas. I'm part of a team of entrepreneurs that we are currently in the startup on a launch of a software program to help small businesses track and handle complex supply chain. So if you go to the next slide, please, Sramana. I think the next slide we have the agenda. And Sramana, I used your, in essence, the what do you call the evaluation form that you have, try to follow your format. And we first talk about who our customer is, the value proposition, segmentation analysis, and the market size, customer acquisition strategy, validation, and then, of course, we have a few questions hopefully you can help us with.
Perfect.
Next slide. So here's the team members. Again, I'm at business development function. We have Gustavo, who's our technical development, Alejandro, who's on the line today for configuration, and Alberto is finance and administration. We have our contact information again there, Dallas, Texas. Our website right now is under construction. That's embarrassing, but anyway, we'll have it back online soon. Next slide,
Jose,
please.
who's running the company? Who's the CEO?
At this point, that's still to be determined.
So you are 4 guys basically who are co-founding this business. Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
So who is Spots Online for? Who is our customer? Well, we have, this is a very defined target market. First of all, the customer has to be using QuickBooks. This product is an add-on to QuickBooks. Second, they have had their business in sales, distribution, or manufacturing. They have to be moving, they could be moving real things or moving information. But clearly the problem is they have a complex supply chain. What this means they've already reached a certain size. They're not just a startup. They've passed the seed stage. They've already in a situation where they're on the upswing, and they have a significant series of complex transactions, and they are running, like I would say, some sort of a control chaos. And they have, of course, visibility issues, lack of coordination. They're hiring new people. They need to train new people. Nobody knows what's going on. That's our customer. Typically, we've estimated the revenue at which they reach this point. They're starting to hit $1 million in revenue. That's our sweet spot. 1 to 5 perhaps $1 million in revenue. So what is it that they want?
Hang on 1 second. What percentage of the QuickBooks customer base is in this kind of sales, distribution, manufacturing types of businesses? I know that QuickBooks is very big in the services world. That's where they came from. And they have about, I think, 5 million users or 5 million small business customers. What percentage of that is in your sweet spot?
Sramana, can we defer that question until we talk about TAM? I have a whole slide discussing that point.
Fine. Please, go ahead.
So what's our product? Our product is what we call order-centric. In essence, it fills the gap, what we call the fulfillment gap or operational gap in QuickBooks between somebody's placing an order and the moment the order is closed. That's where we fit. Our product extracts the information out of QuickBooks from the order and then tracks the supply chain, the flows of information and items, And by the time everything arrives to where it's supposed to go, hopefully in the customer's hand, closes the order, puts it back into QuickBooks. That's where we are in between those two steps.
Okay.
So again, we can help people with complex supply chain that are just distributors, or we can help people in manufacturing environments.
Okay.
Next slide, please. So this is just in a graphical form. This is the example. And I like to start with a story here. In fact, this is one of our beta customers. He has a furniture store. A customer comes into the store, and he or she wants to buy a table, a chair, and a lamp. Okay, that's wonderful, except that the table, the chair, and the lamp come from 3 different places, 3 different suppliers.
Okay.
So he has to place orders with 3 different suppliers. They come from sometimes perhaps overseas. One of them is a custom order, and the other one is in the warehouse. But the customer calls in a week and wants to know the status of the order. Well, you realize now the problem. The problem is trying to figure out where every single item is across the supply chain. And trying to understand that multiplied by the number of orders and number of stores becomes a gigantic problem. That's what we do. We keep track of everything that's going on in between the point of the sales order start and the sales order close. And at any single point in time, all he has to do is bring up the order, and every single item has been tracked and tells you exactly where it is, what's happening, and when it's supposed to arrive to the destination. Next slide, please.
Now, before you move to the next slide, the sales order is on the supply chain side, right? So this is this customer, the one to the left of the screen, is your customer, and this customer is your customer, and then this customer is placing orders to the supply chain. That's what you call a sales order, yes?
Correct. Yeah, the sales order is our customer just made a sale, and he or she needs to fulfill.
Your customer made a sale.
Our customer made a sale, correct. But then has to place orders with suppliers, you're correct, which could be manufacturers or distributors, in order to fulfill the items on that order. Nobody keeps inventory anymore.
That assumes that your customer doesn't have products in inventory already.
That is correct, and that is actually, we feel, a very good assumption. In this particular, in this world today, hardly anybody keeps inventory.
I'm not sure if that's
you are correct.
Correct assumption.
Hence, I go back to the question of if our customer keeps having inventory and does not have a complex supply chain, that's not our target customer.
I see. So it further subsegments your audience. Okay.
So why is our product unique and different? One, first of all, our product is fully adaptable. There are other products out there that do supply chain tracking and workflow tracking. In most cases, the customer has to modify their process to fit the product. We are the other way around. We modify the product to fit the process. We mimic the process of the customer. Second, we do tracking, as you can see in the figure we showed you before, is independent and parallel tracking of orders and items across multiple routes. Very few products can do that. Most products really just follow a predetermined path and treat the order as one single item. The fact is that's not the way the real world works these days. The fact is that you need to diversify. You have multiple suppliers for practically every single one of your items. The next thing is what we call the hot potato responsibility. At any single point in time, you want to know who is in charge of that step. And the product tells you, oh yes, this person or this function right now is in charge of this step. And if the things are getting are on hold because of this function. And last but not least, we have a sort of just as we have a group chat here, we have a collaboration style type chat where conversations and changes are recorded.
Okay. Now, one question here: when you say it's flexible and adaptable, how much of this is customizable at the product level, or how much do you have to provide services around the customization to make it that as flexible?
That is a very good question, Sramana, because clearly that is obviously the product will be successful based on how simple that is, and we are spending a great deal of time on that aspect. We believe that and once we talk to channel to market, I can discuss that a little bit further. But we believe it will take roughly about a week of work of customization to mimic around 80 to 90% of the customer's operations, and the last 10% can be done on an exception basis.
Okay. All right.
So then these are just the software aspects, features, and then just it's a QuickBooks add-on. It's in the cloud. It's a SaaS type approach. Very user-friendly. We're really going for user-friendly and quick implementation. That's really what we're going for. We know that it's not going to work if we cannot achieve that. Next slide, please. So, product positioning. We have done a great deal of work and effort regarding what products are out there. And the bottom line, we believe that we're coming into a niche that's very sparsely populated. In most cases, a customer that wants to have capabilities like this needs to migrate to very complex products like ERPs, as you know, are incredibly expensive and incredibly difficult to customize. And so that's where we want to be. We want to be, in essence, we want to give to a QuickBooks user the ability to delay the need for an ERP. That's our sweet spot. The person who is growing, who is not quite there at the point that he wants to incur neither the expense nor the effort to go to an ERP or an MRP, but needs this capability. So that's where we fit. We give this products out there that do this, but they're far more complex, far more expensive, and far more sophisticated for somebody who's just in the growing stage.
So who is a comparable ERP who has this functionality, the lowest end ERP that would have this functionality? Who would that be?
Well, there's a product called NetSuite is one of those.
So NetSuite has the capability to handle all these complex supply chain issues?
Yes, but we believe we are easy to use, though. But they're very expensive as well. So they're not only we're easier to customize, we're easier to use, and in which we're lower cost. So.
Okay.
Because NetSuite, of course, does a lot more things.
You're trying to bridge the gap between QuickBooks and NetSuite.
You may say that, yes. We don't do the same things that NetSuite does. Again, we're bolting onto QuickBooks. We're just delaying the need for the QuickBooks user to move to an ERP system.
Got it.
But we're not substituting the accounting or the financial functions of neither the ERP nor QuickBooks.
You're extending the life of of QuickBooks. Got it.
Correct. Yes, and we have seen that this is, of course, many companies do this. I mean, the fact is the add-on QuickBooks market is a huge market. I wasn't even aware of it until I started. There are multiple companies out there that supplement QuickBooks and provide functionality that QuickBooks does not offer.
That's right.
So again, we go on a SaaS model, charged per user per month. There are other sources of revenue, of course, an initial implementation fee, and of course, continuous process improvement consulting. Those are additional sources of revenue. But the main source of revenue, we believe, will be the recurrent revenue on SaaS. Here's the question you had, and something happened to our table. It didn't used to look like that. But anyway, there are about 4 million users of QuickBooks in the United States. Now, you asked the question, how many people are in that revenue? That information we have not obtained. However, we believe, again, go back to who our customer is. Our customer is a customer that has a certain degree of complexity on supply chain. It's a mom and pop shop. It's not a person that has one store and keeps everything in inventory and receives one truck a week. That's not our customer. Customer has to have a certain degree of complexity. We believe that ties directly to the use of QuickBooks Enterprise. In other words, like by the time you grew to the point in which you are using QuickBooks Enterprise, that's our customer. So there are roughly about 150,000 users of QuickBooks Enterprise, a little bit above that, I believe. We make certain assumptions on market share penetration and certain assumptions on price. How do we do price? And I know your question is going to be, well, it has to be validated. Of course it has to be. But we use a price, a midpoint between high-end offerings like those SaaS in ERPs and workflow products, and the low-end price of online SaaS product offerings out there. Is that the right price? Sramana, I'll be the first one to tell you that it needs to be optimized.
What is your assumption? What are you assuming, Jose?
We are assuming right now roughly $40 to $50 per month per user.
Okay, I think that's fine.
Yeah, again, it needs to be validated, but there are SaaS products out there with far higher prices in this space. I mean, 5 times, 4 times, 5 times higher. And then again, there are products out there that you can buy for $10, $20 a month per user. They do other things, of course, but again, people are going to be looking at those numbers, so we had to at least use a number that was not outrageous, totally out of line with the market, at least for our initial assumptions.
I think the pricing number, you'll find out as soon as you get in the market and start validating, but I think the numbers that I'm more concerned about is what is the total universe of customers, because you told me so many other segmentation points. You're only looking for customers who do not take inventory, which is going to rule out a huge number of QuickBooks potential customers that are on this slide.
Well, yes, that's why, again, if you look at our number of customers there, potential is only 27,000 of 3.7 million. So, yeah, I understand that. But I don't think our assumptions are totally out of line versus what I come from a manufacturing industry, Sramana, so I do have certain experience on supply chain workflows. So
No,
I don't think this assumption is totally out of line.
I don't doubt that, but I don't think you necessarily have any experience in gauging how many companies out there are working without inventory in the QuickBooks population. Your background in supply chain or manufacturing doesn't qualify you for knowing that information. That information is with QuickBooks.
I don't think they would even have that, but okay.
So, but take that point as something to keep in mind and to look for, because that determines a lot of things for your business. So keep going. Let's go through the rest of your presentation.
Yeah, channel to market, we have three potential approaches. One, an obvious one is to use what's called the QuickBooks Advisor Network. There is a large network of individuals that are qualified and certified by QuickBooks to give QuickBooks support. These are individuals that are not QuickBooks employees again. These are typically accountants that become, in essence, independent consultants for QuickBooks. We believe that if we market this product through them and offer the products as an additional revenue stream, it could be a very quick and easy way to access customers. And by the way, nobody's better qualified to know what the customer's requirements and needs are than these individuals, because they already know the customers. They already have them.
The QuickBook Advisor Network, if you can crack that, is a very effective channel for marketing. It's not easy to crack. We could partner. It is not easy to crack.
I understand. There, of course, we can partner with other QuickBooks add-on companies. Again, there are many companies out there that provide supplemental features to QuickBooks, and that we don't compete. We simply supplement each other. So we can do partnerships with other QuickBooks add-on companies. And of course, social media marketing, web subscriptions, and so on and so forth. That's in parallel. And validation, well, this is what gets, this is in startups a little bit different perhaps than others, because the product has been operating for 1 year. Why? Because this was developed to meet the internal needs of a company. Mm-hmm. So that's how this product happened. Now we are, of course, trying to launch and commercialize this product to the external market. We're already in the middle of configuring the product for a second customer. So that's where we are. This is not a product that's again, we're just creating and sort of starting from scratch. The product is already, you might say, working.
Okay.
So here are the questions. And of course, we understand this is, shall I say, not one of those fancy social media group-owned buying. And is this an area of interest? Is this an area that you believe can and should or could be funded? And could we get into it without moving to Silicon Valley? And last but not least, what levers should we need to pull to enhance evaluation?
So I'll answer your questions in the order there on the screen. The problem you're going to face with funding this is that I think the investors are going to assess the TAM to be fairly low. And if you go through what we have an extensive discussion on what is fundable and what is not fundable. We train you on all that stuff, how to make your business fundable in 1 million by 1 million. And this happens to be a level of TAM that is unlikely to be funded by professional investors.
Why that? I mean, $85 million in revenue, you believe is not fundable?
I am not sure if $85 million is what the investors are going to assess the TAM to be. My gut feeling is TAM is a lot lower than that. The only way you can defend a number like that is by providing very concrete numbers of how many QuickBooks users actually fall into your sub-segment. Right now, the numbers are too much, kind of 30,000 feet in the air, arm-waving numbers, and my gut feel is this is actually a much smaller market than what you're projecting it to be. And $80 million in any case is definitely not a venture business. It's not a venture style business. So no VC would anywhere would touch it, not just Silicon Valley. No VC anywhere would touch this. So to answer your question about getting funding from Silicon Valley without moving there, yes, companies do get funding from Silicon Valley without moving there, but there needs to be a substantial amount of all the other fundability criteria needs to be met, which includes validation, which includes market size, which includes team, which includes progress. Basically, the bar is much higher for companies outside of Silicon Valley to get funded by Silicon Valley investors. Then your question about levers to enhance valuation is basically customers. I think one of the biggest levers is to get customers. The other lever really is, in your case, which is going to be a huge question mark, which will render your business potentially unfundable, is the issue of TAM. And until you can make a defensible case for the TAM, I don't think there's any point approaching funding sources. Does that answer your questions?
Okay, well, it is what it is. That's why I understand that needs a little bit fine tuning. So I understand.
All right. So I would, if I were you, I would try to really get a concrete number, and you can call QuickBooks. QuickBooks has a very active partnership team, as you know. You can call them and explain to them what you're doing, and ask them if they can help you gauge what is the size of the market, which would help you make the other decisions.
Okay.
All right. Okay, we'll move on to the next person. Jay Diaz is in Illinois, Barrington, Illinois. And Jay, if you could unmute your line and come and tell us what you're doing with EventBin.
Hi, everybody, and thank you for this opportunity, Sramana. It's really very useful for up-and-comers like me, so I really appreciate what you're doing for us here. My name is Jay Diaz. I'm the founder of EventBin.com. The company is located in Barrington, Illinois, and the website is EventBin.com. Next slide, please. What is it about? When I became a new mom, this is what I had to go through to, get discounts and coupons. You go through your newspapers, you sign up on different websites, and I've given a snapshot of my Gmail account for just about a span of a couple of days, and just signing up like two or three websites, it kind of gave an overload of email marketing. And so I decided, I need to do something about this. And that's when an online discount organizer was born. What it does is it lets you organize all your discounts from various different sites into a very easy to manage calendar view format. And my target customer here is women from the ages of 18 to 45, as per my research, looking into Facebook, their target audience, which women are more friendly towards online. This was a good niche to market to. My mission for this company is to provide a free online discount organizer to every busy mom who's trying to save money and make ends meet. Next slide, please. So what is the differentiation or the value add from using an online discount organizer? What it does is, if you go on my site, it's right now on a beta state, you can check for all different types of discounts. Right now there is a lot of discount sites which you will find like Retail Me Not, Coupon Cabin, what have you. You can have Grocery IQ, Coupons.com, Coupon Mom. I looked up all of them. The difference between them and EventBin.com is you can do your search and save it. It doesn't just let you list it and print it. and make it like a repeatable exercise. What eventbin.com does is it can also like look for those discounts. So say if you tell Heinz ketchup is my favorite brand, or I love Huggies, so it will look for those discounts and add it to your calendar and send you like a weekly reminder, like, you know, such and such store has discount on Huggies, diapers, or so on and so forth. So that makes it a lot easier for you to grab all those coupons and stay on top of them. Also, I believe that in the realm of interactive marketing, this will be a one-up to email marketing. Email marketing has a lot of benefits, and hence it's like very popular. But again, like what happens with any popular service is there's an information overload on the other end. Right now, you see a lot of innovation in the space where how marketing messages are created or generated in terms of like you see Groupon, you see email marketing, and so many different. But there is no innovation in the space where how the customer receives these messages. So there's a huge gap which we are trying to fill. To get started off, like we will provide all the benefits of email marketing and much more. The much more being that the information is given in a much organized fashion to the end user, and also it is just like.
So who is the customer? I understand who is your target consumer, but are you selling this solution to consumers, or are you selling the solution to business owners?
To business owners, actually, I have found an efficient way to get to business users, because initially when I got started, that was a great question. It was chicken or the egg. You know, if I don't have enough businesses advertising, then I won't have enough consumers, and back and forth. So right now, what I've done is I've joined affiliate networks, and I've got approval from about 5,000 different merchants, brand names, what have you. And on my board of advisors, I have the CEO of Share a Sale. He's helping me out and advising. So I have the approvals. I have all the discount feeds coming in. Right now, we are in the last stages of automating all the discount feeds and in a presentable manner. I think the development for that will wrap up by next week. So to answer your question,
let me try to understand what you're saying. You've got a bunch of affiliate products. You're basically part of an affiliate network, and you've picked up a bunch of affiliate products that have various kinds of discounts and coupons and so forth that they're offering to consumers. You've brought those into your system, and you're going to offer those discounts to this women 18 to 45 age group. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So the mission, like I said, is to offer a free and easy to use a discount organizer, also known as a discount diary, to every online consumer, and to offer a better than email marketing option for advertisers. Our differentiation is that we don't dump the information.
But you're not offering. I think that's a wrong positioning. Offer a better marketing option over email marketing for advertisers is a wrong positioning. What you're doing is you are an affiliate marketer for a bunch of merchants, online merchants, and you are going to get affiliate commissions when people sell. Is that what's going to happen here? How are you going to get paid?
I get paid by the commissions after the sales happen. I am not just an affiliate marketer, right? I like I have a blog or something and have a banner stuck on the side. That's not what I do. What I do is I pull in all these discount information and give it in a presentable manner to the end user.
Right, but still, you're a content site, though. You are providing content in a perhaps in a unique fashion, and that's how you are selling the products of your affiliate partners, and you get paid by affiliate commission. So cut out point number 2.
Let me answer your question. I don't think I've answered your question, Sramana. That is what I've done to get myself started, to bootstrap the company. Once I can show to my I have the tie-ups through the affiliate network to major companies like Danskin and if I can show them like this is no value add, my next step is to provide subscription. So say for example you love Huggies, and then I can show that providing their coupons in a discount in an organized way, and I'm generating a lot of traffic. Then customers coming, like the bargain hunters coming to my site, can subscribe. They pretty much like say a like to this brand, and what happens is as soon as they say subscribe for that particular brand, I automate the feed into their calendar.
Is there any evidence is there any evidence that consumers are willing to subscribe for discounts?
A lot of evidence. For example, if you go on Amazon, people do subscribe for diapers, right? There is subscription model out there. It doesn't apply to all different products. Like say if you like a particular makeup, or things which are more of an everyday use items, or if you love Levi's jeans and you want to know there's a coupon out there, you want a kind of an automatic notification.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I have a lot of market research, and also like why people subscribe to emails, right, for a certain brand or from a site. So there is evidence that people like this.
Okay. All right.
But to get myself started, I will be using the affiliate marketing route.
Okay.
My customer acquisition strategy is to put small text ads, because I'm right now bootstrapped. I'm a startup self-funded company. Through a discount blog, they have a daily email. So the audience there being the target customers that I'm looking for. So that will where I'll spend. YouTube channel again is very reasonably priced. So there are several channels like Frugalicious, Coupon Kid, who have their channels. I will be advertising there to get some beta customers.
Okay.
And also inside the tool, it's built for organic growth, through Facebook and Twitter buttons. So say if you like coupons, I know friends love to share the discounts they have found among each other, to help each other out. So I know like moms will share coupons for diapers and stuff. So sharing, having the share buttons next to the coupons is also going to help spread the word.
Okay.
And also I'm starting to build relationships with reporters, with Wall Street Journal and so on, who specialize in creating articles on coupons and discounts and frugal living. And once I have proven that I have about at least 10,000 to 1 million, going from there to 1 million subscribers, then I'm comfortable that they would want to feature my site on their on their news outlets. So that's my customer acquisition strategy. Next
Getting
slide.
to millions of users is a very, very long process and very complex process. And I'm not sure if you can afford the kind of advertising that is going to be necessary to get to those numbers.
I have not started officially marketing my site, and I have already started getting beta requests from users. I'm getting about 10 a day.
Okay.
For this service.
And can you tell me a bit about this? You showed me a wide band of women. What did you say? What was the band of women age group?
18 to 49. Income like 0 to.
So that's a very wide band, and the product range is also. I mean, 45-year women, women in their 40s are probably not shopping for diapers quite as much as the ones in their 20s and 30s.
It is not just diapers.
No, just a second.
It's not diapers, it's just an example.
Hear me out. Um, I guess the question that I'm asking you is there benefit to making it a tighter knit value proposition such that you have a better handle on what products you bring into the system that is more tailored to a certain band of customers? Because getting customers in a wider band makes your job in a way harder, because you're going to have to merchandise for a wider band of customers, and you're going to get less of the word of mouth that would normally help you.
Well, these are moms. This is the age group for moms, to be honest, and that's what I'm targeting at. And the site just doesn't give you diapers. It's clothing, apparel. It's for college notebooks, what have you. So I didn't think it would be a difficult target to achieve, to talk to those audience, because those are the audiences for the magazines where I'm, the electronic channels that I'm using.
Okay. All right, let's go to your questions.
So how to spread the word about and how to pick early adopters for beta testing?
So there's a variety of different techniques. Guerrilla PR is one of them. You could work with blogs that focus on this specific area and get them into the beta process. That's one of the ways to get to the early adopters. And then the other ways are email marketing. Actually, what you're trying to go against, you could try to get email lists and bring people who are on email lists of specific types of email lists and that are synergistic with you and bring them into a beta.
Yeah, that's why I like the email newsletters from, especially from bloggers who specialize for coupon sites. And I pick them very judiciously to advertise my stuff.
Your question about business plan competitions, you can participate in business plan competitions. Having more validation is good. At any point, having more validation gives you more of a chance to win. That's all.
That's true. The upcoming business plan is in early February. The applications are due. I'm planning to generate at least one round of MVP testing before that, with at least about 1,000 users, and show some revenue too. My thing though is I wish I had started a bit earlier, so I would not have missed much of the Black Friday deals or the Cyber Monday deals. But I still have December with me.
Yeah, you still have December, so that's fine. Should be fine. The question you're asking about mistakes, well, Netscape was a very successful company. Whether they made mistakes, all right, but they were an extremely successful company nonetheless. So
what I meant is from the browser
for me to answer at this point.
Pardon?
The question is too vague. Your question number 3 is too vague for me to answer.
See, you must have heard about 6degrees.com. It was the precursor to Facebook, which didn't do quite well. They had pretty much the concept like Facebook. Netscape, I mean from the browser perspective, not as a company perspective. So my bad, the question is not framed very crisply.
Well, as browser, so let me talk about Netscape. If you're asking why Netscape failed as a browser, is because Microsoft basically came in and decided to give the Internet Explorer for free and completely blew them out of the water. And Netscape Netscape had to back into a different business model, and they ended up really focusing on the application server business. The browser was not a business. The browser was a concept, but browser was not a business. Everybody assumed that the browser is going to be free. That's
What
how
about
Netflix fails.
6degrees.com?
What was that? 6
What
degrees.
about
I haven't
6degrees.com?
followed 6degrees.com. There are numerous social networks that came before Facebook. MySpace came before Facebook, for instance.
I know why their performance was not as great as Facebook is because they lacked focus. And the reason why I'm asking is because I don't want to make
the fact that MySpace did not, it's not that MySpace lacked focus. I think from my point of view, MySpace, the user experience was lousy. The look and feel and the user experience was absolutely lousy, whereas Facebook always maintained a very clean user experience. Facebook, as if you go into MySpace versus if you go into Facebook, Facebook is a much cleaner user interface, user experience, whereas MySpace is kind of a confusing, dirty user experience, and I think that became a huge scalability limitation. I haven't followed 6 degrees, so I can't give you an analysis. And even Orkut, I don't think is as clean a user experience. I think Facebook's user experience was really clean.
That's one of the big things I'm trying to keep with EventBin is a very minimalistic interface. So users can focus and they are in a rush. They want to look for discounts. They are the moms, they have children. They are most of the times working too. And try to keep it simple and very intuitive. It's very hard to do that.
You should also take a look at all my Web 3.0 and e-commerce material, because this is a kind of user experience where you're going to have to bring in the Web 3.0 framework so that you can really cater. If it's if it's moms of a certain age group, you don't want to present products to them for children. If the mom has children in the diaper stage, you don't want to show them teenager jeans products. So you need to really control the user experience, the search experience, the products that you show, the personalized store that you create for them. All those things are going to give you the differentiation from a user experience point of view. This is going to be largely a user experience story. Okay?
Yes. Good point.
Right.
Yes. Is the timing right? Oh, sorry.
I don't know. You have to present a complete competitive analysis to me to gauge that. I haven't really done the competitive analysis for your space, but I would recommend that you do a very, very thorough. It's an unbelievably crowded space that you're trying to get into. So without a very, very clean competitive analysis, very, very precise competitive positioning, you are not going to succeed with this business. It's an unbelievably noisy and crowded market.
That is correct. There is a lot of discount sites out there, and that's how I differentiate myself with to easy use and a calendar view.
Well,
which no one has right now.
So I think that's we're gonna need to move on to the next presenter. So Badri, if you can please come online and tell us what you've got.
Sramana, this is here, Badri here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. There were some hiccups thanks to the conference call, but now I'm happy that I'm with you all here.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, wonderful. Now, I'm really thankful to you all to give us the opportunity to present DiaSoft, the software that will help a diabetic be healthier anywhere, anytime.
Okay.
Okay, can we just move on? Yeah. So this is about me, and the organization I founded is Enrich Software. It's based out of Chennai in India. And the product that we're going to talk today is about, it's called DiaSoft, in short for diabetes software. And that's my LinkedIn profile and my Twitter handle. Next, please. Okay, what is DiaSoft? It's a web-based software product or a product on the cloud, which can be used by diabetics. The target profile is people who can read and write English, and we are looking at the geographical region of India to start with, and we need to have internet access. And I really want to be very specific here that we don't expect them to own a PC and an internet connection at home, because they're going to use it once in a while. So it's not a regular usage. So anybody who has an access to internet either via a browsing center, which is very common in India, not so much in the US or elsewhere, who is our target customer. And what's the value proposition? We help the users become healthier anywhere, anytime. Next, please. Okay, I need to give a brief background about this. In India, it's estimated there are about 50 million diabetics and 40 more waiting in the wings with pre-diabetic syndrome. And besides the huge population of diabetics, the mortality on account of diabetes in India is close to 1 million every year. That's almost twice or thrice than the US and 50% more than the world average. In addition to the deaths, there are a lot of complications due to diabetes relating to the eyes called diabetic retinopathy, to the kidney nephropathy, and the central nervous system called neuropathy. So the incidence of complications in India on account of diabetes is very high. And one reason why complications happen in the first place is because of uncontrolled sugar levels in the blood. And one would know that the control is not there only by testing. Unfortunately, the number of people who do not test and meet the doctor on time in India is very, very high. And that's the pain point that we want to address first. So a lot of research has proven in Iran and the US that when people are reminded in a timely manner, then they're more likely to take an action. And that's what DIASOF does. First, it sends timely reminders both by email and SMS. And as you might know, India has got a huge mobile population, and people seldom leave their home without their mobile. Even if they go without their wallet, they always carry their mobile, if not two. So in terms of impact, the SMS has got a very high reach, and our mobile and email reminders are complete, personalized, and give the total information so that the person can take the test anywhere that he can and meet the doctor on time. So the first summary is benefit is to minimize the complications. Secondly, diabetics like anybody else. Yeah.
Badri, there's a lot of assumptions going on here in terms of how do you know to remind people? I mean, somebody has to register for your site and identify themselves as a diabetic or a pre-diabetic before you can even start this process. Yes?
Correct. So, in fact, you will see that in my next couple of slides. So, I'll just take you through the benefits and then we'll talk about what is the process, if you may. So, the second thing is in India, a diabetologist or a physician looks at 60 patients a day on an average, which means the time available to make a diagnosis and the treatment is very limited. Therefore, they are forced to rely on just the previous test than a trend. DIASOF provides analysis of past results by reports and charts to facilitate the diagnosis. The next slide, please. Yeah, and diabetics, like anybody else, may face a medical emergency outside their hometown, and critical information about their medical history is available either in the form of easy to carry link that in the mobiles or in the emails, or as a hard copy that they can carry. Last but not the least, given that the number of medicines that a diabetic needs to buy and consume, the prescription available on the mobile will make a lot of difference to help them buy the correct medicines anywhere, anytime.
Do pharmacies in India accept mobile prescriptions?
Pharmacies, in fact, do not even require a hard copy of the prescription. A doctor's name or even a mention of the doctor's name is sufficient at this moment.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we move to the next slide, please? Okay. So what our objective is to have 100,000 subscribers in the next 12 months. To answer your question, specific question, Sramana, earlier, it's based on a subscription where people can log into our site using their email ID and a password that they can do using subscription and enter their details, which is primarily their test results and when they need to take the next test and the doctor review. And everything else is handled by the software. And on a long-term objective, we plan to have 1 million subscribers. So Any question before I go to the customer acquisition, Sramana?
No, go ahead. I would like to hear the customer acquisition strategy.
Okay. The way that we intend to acquire our customers is to make prepaid subscription cards. 350 rupees is roughly about $8 per annum, which works out to 95 paise, less than a rupee a day, Indian currency. Our idea is not to reach the consumers where they are, but at the places where they will go for their health, primarily to buy the medicines, the pharmacies, the labs where they go to take the tests, the hospitals where they go for the treatment. Our intention is to make prepaid subscription cards available at all these places that they can pick up and activate at our website. We also intend to have the social media, have Facebook pages, and use other methods like that to spread the word of Diasoft that the net savvy people can use it for their near and dear ones. Next slide, please. Okay, this is I'm just following your criterion, Sramana. I never knew that we could use screenshots, so it's a plain presentation, as you can see. A premier hospital established about 60 years back in Chennai, dedicated to diabetes, has adopted Diasoft for their review patients already, and as a pilot, and with a very clear intent to cover their entire base of patients in a safe manner in the next couple of quarters or half years.
How
so
many,
that's the validation. It's all paid by the...
How many patients does this hospital have?
This hospital has close to about 100,000 patients.
Really? So how many diabetes hospitals, specifically diabetes hospitals, are there in the country?
In the country, there are about very specialized diabetes hospitals would be around 30 all over the country.
So conceivably, you
bulk
could
of them
conceivably you could work with these diabetes hospitals and specifically focus on them as your customer acquisition strategy, no?
That's the intention, but we also believe that we want to give the option to the people who are not getting their treatment. Bulk of the patients do not go to these hospitals. They go to their GPs or their MDs. So it's our intention to make it available to them as well.
Point.
We are already talking.
That's not my point. Hold on, that's not my point. My point is you need to find an efficient go-to-market strategy. And going and trying to figure out everybody and their mother who has diabetes is a much harder proposition than locating the 30 diabetes hospitals and working with those hospitals as your primary customer acquisition strategy, at least in the beginning.
Yes, that's our intention.
So keep that in mind, and before you go out and try to sign up lots of random pharmacies and blah, 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 I think this is where you should focus your energy, because in the early stages of customer validation, early stages of business validation, the work needs to be incredibly focused and efficient to get to quick numbers. So now how many customers, how many patients is the hospital that you're working with right now? How many patients have they put through your subscription?
The hospital has picked up 1,000. I'm sorry?
1,000? 1,000?
Yeah, 1,000 as of the moment.
Who's paying for those?
You're not clear. I'm not able to hear you, Sramana.
Who is paying for those 1,000? Is it the hospital or the patients?
The hospital is paying us, and their intention is to include it in their consultation. First, they want to make it free, and then for the subsequent cards, they want to make it as part of their consultation.
Okay.
We're getting paid by the hospital.
You're getting paid by the hospital.
It's not a free trial.
So I think this is very promising. I think working with these hospitals is a very promising way to get into the business, because the whole supply chain works. The hospital has the doctors who have the relationships with the patients. When the hospital recommends to the patients that they should, come into this subscription process, that is the most promising way of getting this product to market and getting it validated for you, and getting it into the consumer stream. And then, of course, with that, you will get, if you can get hundreds and thousands or maybe millions of patients through the hospital channel, then you can use that initial, let's say 100,000 or 1,000,000 patients to get out to a broader population. You're talking about 50 million people who are diabetic and another 40 million who are pre-diabetic. So conceivably, the people who are diabetic or pre-diabetic who are going to be brought into the system through the hospitals will know other people, and that's how the word of mouth would spread.
Okay.
I think you're not at a point where, so your angel investors are saying that this is not a scalable solution, yes?
A couple of them, they feel that consumers would take a long time to adapt.
It's possible, but not if you go through the hospitals. I think if you can get in through the hospitals, it will go much faster. If you try to sell to your investors that you're going to have to go through pharmacies and convince consumers to buy subscriptions through the pharmacies, all that is going to take much longer. But if you can go through the hospitals, it's going to go faster.
Okay.
It's the
hospitals both
and the doctors who can make this go faster.
Yeah. Doctors are a pretty difficult target to reach to, Sramana, because they're always hard pressed for time, and the question of what's in it for me is a bit blurred for them. Hospitals are much more open because they see value for their patients and for themselves.
So I think if I were you, I would stay focused on the hospitals right now and just get as much traction through the hospitals as possible, and not worry about the pharmacies and the prepaid card in the retail locations and all that. That's not going to be a good investment of your time.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Right. Okay, so that concludes the presenters for today. Now, one thing I keep saying in every roundtable is that we need your help in bringing serious entrepreneurs into the program. And the ones that we were working with today are all serious entrepreneurs. They all have products. They all have, a good understanding of their markets. These are entrepreneurs whom, if we invest the resources on these entrepreneurs, the likelihood of these entrepreneurs being successful is very high. So we need entrepreneurs like this. So we need your help in spreading the word. So if you can help bring 10 serious entrepreneurs into the program, we would appreciate that very much, and you would be contributing hugely into the program. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about, I know there are questions out there about what, how to use the 1 million by 1 million program and to leverage the resources that are out there. Let's take a quick run through. The absolute basic free resource is our blog. There's tons of case studies and tons of trends and other, educational, inspirational resources on the blogs, and that is completely free. In addition, we also have the Entrepreneur Journeys book series, and there are 4 books in that series that address specific issues in the entrepreneurship process. And these 4 volumes are all case studies and synthesis articles. So these are, every chapter addresses a specific case study and helps you understand what you have to learn from that case study as far as building your business is concerned. And we take the approach of building a business block by block by block. We don't really, give you broad brushed ideas of, okay, this person got really lucky and he became very successful, because there's nothing to learn from that. We have picked case studies where the entrepreneurs are willing to discuss specifically block by block how they put one foot before the other. The 2 really cornerstone methodology pieces, philosophy pieces that you really need to master in the program are bootstrapping and positioning. You can only be successful in building a business today if you are able to bootstrap your business to either to success, profitability, sustainability, or to a funding round. And most businesses that get funding have a long bootstrapping or a significant amount of bootstrapping that goes before that funding to get to proper validation and filling in all the gaps to get a business ready for funding. So you have to understand bootstrapping thoroughly. You also have to understand positioning thoroughly, because in every part of business today, we are working in highly competitive landscapes, and you really need to understand where is the gap and how you position yourself in the highly noisy competitive landscapes, because otherwise it's very difficult to bring a product to market. All these books are available from Amazon, Kindle internationally, both of those, and also in India from Flipkart. The blog is at www.sramanamitra.com. In addition, we have these Thursday free roundtables almost every week. Next week is Thanksgiving in America, so we're not going to have a roundtable, but we're back here in December. We have 4 roundtables in December, starting on December 1st. And by all means, use the roundtables to come and have these kinds of discussions. And I can very easily, just like we were just talking with Badri, right? He has a few different go-to-market strategy options. I can look at those and give you very clear pointers very quickly in these roundtables. We've done over 100 roundtables, over 7,000 people have attended, and I've personally coached actually over 500 entrepreneurs. So we have a lot of experience here, and please take advantage of these, and please spread the word that this resource, this facility is available for free to all the entrepreneurs all over the world. Everything is online, everything is virtual, so anybody from anywhere in the world can attend and take advantage of this facility. Now, on top of that, we have the premium 1 million by 1 million program, which is a membership fee-based service. We charge a $1,000 annual membership fee for unlimited access to a variety of different services. Number one is we give you an extensive methodology guidance on exactly how to bring your product to market and build your startup company across a variety of different dimensions. I will take you through those dimensions in a minute. But this methodology is presented to you through a curriculum that consists of video lectures and case studies. And also we have private roundtables that are similar to these roundtables but are much more in-depth. And also you are using the curriculum before coming to the private roundtables for discussion. So a lot of your questions will get answered through the curriculum and the methodology that we'll be teaching you inside the premium lounge. So the conversations at the private roundtables are much more sophisticated because you have the benefit of these 50 to 100 hours of curriculum material, which is effectively consulting. This is based on the most commonly asked questions that are coming up in our program, and we have turned those questions into curriculum modules. In addition, we do a lot of business development work on your behalf. So we make introductions to potential customers, channel partners, all sorts of people who would be able to help you build your business. We help you with financing if you're ready. When you're ready, we introduce you to investors, potential investors, and so forth. And we also do a lot of work in media. We have very strong media platforms. So every member of our program has access to our extensive media channels, and you can use them to launch your product, to bring announcements, make announcements, major PR announcements, all of that stuff we give you access to through the program, and the blog is also available to you for promoting your ideas. So all that is explained in the premium program extensively. One of the first things we're going to have you do as you come into the program is to take the 1 million by 1 million self-assessment. This is a 9-point assessment that spans validation, positioning, market sizing, monetization issues, bootstrapping, financing, all sorts of issues. And if you're a premium member, for each of those validation of each of those assessment points, we also offer you curriculum modules to go and spend time with to bridge the gaps in your understanding of those issues. The site is 1m1m.sramanamitra.com. That's where you go to sign up and to study what's available to you. I'm going to also point you to a couple of other pages on that site. If you look at the top black bar on top, on the right, you have premium program and you have FAQ. I would suggest that you take a look at those. What to expect from the premium program is a good page to look at that you can access through the premium program link. And the FAQ is also very useful because we've heard a lot of different questions and we've tried to answer them in the FAQs, which will also give you an in-depth understanding of what the program is all about. The methodology is lean, capital-efficient, bootstrap startups. Our assessment is that a very large percentage of infant entrepreneur mortality happens because people do not understand how to do these lean, who manage this early stage process of where you need to be really lean, really capital efficient, and bootstrap your company to a certain level of credibility. So we drill that into you through this program. The curriculum consists of a core set of modules and a set of electives. The core modules are bootstrapping, positioning, market sizing, customer validation, financing, customer acquisition, and team building. The electives include all the different trends in the industry, from Web 3.0 and e-commerce, cloud computing and business solutions, outsourcing and consulting, mobile and social apps, gaming, healthcare IT, online education. These are the different trends in the industry where we're seeing a lot of deal flow and a lot of entrepreneurship. So we have dedicated modules for each of those. And for all of this, for the core, for the electives, for everything, we continue to enhance the curriculums. Like just yesterday, we released 10 new curriculum modules addressing certain different topics that have been coming up over the last few months, and we made those available to the broader membership. The curriculum consists of case studies and video lectures. The case studies are based on discussions with over 500 entrepreneurs and thought leaders in the industry, people who have been successful, and they have sat down with me and shared their strategies of how they became successful, what they've learned, what they have to offer to you as wisdom from their journey, from their entrepreneurial journey. And that's what is powering this extremely compelling curriculum. There's nothing like this anywhere in the world because nobody focuses on the very early stage business building the way we do in this program. So we have, it's not just the 1 million by 1 million team. It's not just Sramana teaching you the 1 million by 1 million program. It is this over 500 entrepreneurs teaching you how to build your business. And that's incredibly powerful. We make all these case studies available to you in a very systematic, very easily digestible format. All right. In terms of business development, we have relationships with certain larger players where we often bring you into business development deals where other people can help you bring your product to market. We have a lot of that going on in the premium program. As I said, we also help you launch products or make major announcements through our media presence. Read Write Web is one of our media partners that syndicate my Roundtable recap column. And Orenscape is one of the premium members who use that platform to announce their product. And we are in this is an article that I wrote on Read Write Web to get the Orenscape product positioned in the broader marketplace. This is a piece from my Facebook page. An entrepreneur who presented in one of these roundtables came and made this comment on my Facebook page saying that, I had raised a lot of angel financing a couple of years back. And today I've ran out of all that financing. And now that I'm working with 1 million by 1 million, I realize that I did a lot of things in the wrong order. And that is really unfortunate. Because when you raise money, or whatever, even if you're working with your own savings or your friends and family money, you don't want to do things in the wrong sequence and run out of the money without achieving the milestones that you need to achieve. So please do not waste the money by doing things in the wrong order. And we emphasize very specifically in the methodology on what is the right order of doing things, what comes before, you don't want to put the cart before the horse. That's not a good way of building a company. Now, we work with a lot of incubators. MAD Incubator is one of our partners. We have a number of other partners all over the world. And this is just one of the ways we supplement various incubator efforts with the 1 million by 1 million resources. So if you're an incubator and you would like to work with us, we have over 500 incubators following our work around the world, and many of them are collaborating with us right now. So you're most welcome to hook into us and basically expand your level of range of services by bringing 1 million by 1 million into your portfolio. We are very, very good partners. We don't do anything that would necessarily compete with you. We don't have any physical presence. Wherever you are in the world, we can complement your services with this virtual presence. And we have very deep ties into Silicon Valley. So if you're trying to build deep ties into Silicon Valley, this is a very good way of doing that, by bringing 1 million by 1 million and expanding your portfolio of services by offering the 1 million by 1 million program. We have an affiliate program. So those of you who want to become an affiliate partner to the 1 million by 1 million program, we offer 10% commission on the premium program fee. Again, very comprehensive, very well thought through mechanisms with which we can partner. We like to partner. We want you to be successful. We want to be successful working with you. We don't treat you as competitors. We tend to want to partner with you. Upcoming free roundtables, all 4 Thursdays of December until before Christmas. The week between Christmas and New Year is going to be off. And that's pretty much it. This is our last, one more point actually. Vision India 2020 is the 5th book that I wrote in the last couple of years. This is a book that consists of $45 billion business ideas, and it's primarily focused on India, leveraging India's strategic advantages. And you're very welcome to build on any of these ideas. And we have a module in 1 million by 1 million to help you build on Vision India ideas. So I will open up the group chat for if you have any questions, and take a few questions. We have a few minutes in which we can do that. Now, all of you who are looking to talk to somebody about the program are welcome to call Irina Patterson, who is in the room in the group chat. I think she has shared with you her phone number, her Skype ID, and so forth. If you're considering the 1 million by 1 million premium program and would like to talk to her, you're very welcome to give her a call. Also, we have a chat session for Q&A chat for people who are considering the program on Tuesday morning, and Maureen can give you the link, the sign up link for the chat, or Irina or Maureen, please put in the sign up link for the chat. You're very welcome to come to that chat, and I will be there for that chat answering questions. My recommendation is, if you're trying to build a business and this is your first time as an entrepreneur, please come and join the program, and we will short circuit your way significantly, and we will help you avoid a lot of pretty avoidable mistakes through the program. There you go. Maureen is offering you the chat URL right there. Anybody else? Any questions? Any comments? By the way, if you want to blow up your chat window, you can cut the video. If you click on the video, it's going to go off, and you can expand the chat window if you're using the chat right now. Nirupama says, Sramana, I connected with Somnath and I'm investigating some mentoring networks that he knows of. Okay. Sunny, are your services limited to the USA or do you also have a network in India? Our company services is offered to college students in India. We have an extensive network in India and we are very, very present in India. India is our second largest geography and we are extremely popular in India. We have a number of entrepreneurs who are actually being very successful, Indian companies, using our services. Nirupama says he hinted at a demo. Should I do the demo soon or wait a bit? It depends on what you're waiting for. What is going to happen if you wait? If he's willing to, if he's willing to look at a demo and consider your product for the Thai network, that could be a very powerful opportunity for you. So why would I wait for a demo? Go do the demo and try to close a deal with Thai if you can. More than the mentoring networks that I know what mentoring networks he's going to send you to. I don't think that's a good place, to be perfectly honest with you. Because that company is struggling. But Thai is a robust organization. If you can do the private professional networks for the different Thai chapters, and there are over 60 Thai chapters, that would be a really, really powerful place to go. Mentor Square is struggling as a company. I don't know about Kronos. I don't know Kronos. Be careful not to service companies that are not healthy companies. If they go out of business, that doesn't serve you well. Anybody else? Any other questions, comments? I don't think that is the right model for you, Nirupama. I don't think that is the right model for you at all. That model of mentoring networks doesn't work. What would work is if you build something custom for Thai, if it's a professional network that includes mentoring, that's primary purpose is mentoring for Thai, that would be okay. If you create a Thai Chennai mentoring network, Thai Calcutta mentoring network, or a Thai Silicon Valley mentoring network, and they use that as a platform for the broader Thai initiative, that would be fine. Okay. That's fine. That is perfectly all right. I think what you're saying is you want to create so use one of the Thai chapters as a proxy. Let's say Thai New Jersey, build a mentoring network a demo that looks like a mentoring network for Thai New Jersey. That would be fine. Any other questions, guys? You're very welcome. I think that's a very good one for you, actually. I think if you can close Thai, that would be fantastic as a validation. Any other questions, folks? All right. Looks like there are no other questions or comments. We want to thank VView. This is our last roundtable with VView. VView has just got acquired by Polycom, and we are going to move to a different platform after this. So nonetheless, we want to thank the VView team for hosting our roundtables for almost a year. and it's been a pleasure working with you. Thanks for all your help, as Maureen says. Elizabeth, your question is far too vague. How should you position your online service? I have no idea what your online service is. So either come and present at one of the public roundtables, or if you're concerned about privacy issues, then join the premium program and learn how to position your service through the premium program. And you can come and pitch me at a private roundtable. Anybody else? All right, well, Maureen and Irina, thank you for tackling all the questions. And Maureen, thank you for tackling all the logistics behind the scene. We will talk to you soon. We'll talk to you actually after the Thanksgiving holiday. However, before the holidays, we have a couple of different events still that will happen. On Tuesday, we will have the chat, the Stanza chat event, which Maureen just gave you the link for. So please feel free to come and register for that and come and talk to me, and I can specifically answer questions. Before you come to the chat, I would recommend, one, you talk to Irina, two, you take a look at what to expect from the premium program on the website and the FAQs, because that would help you really get a sense of the program, and then you can come and make good use of the chat. And then on Wednesday, we have a private roundtable where my intent is actually to deal with lead generation qualification issues, whether it's a validation stage lead generation and qualification, or general sales stage lead generation and qualification. All right, so that's it for today. I will see you shortly. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a good day.